Hey there, welcome to the back channel. Today I want to talk about a super sexy topic for fundraising. Today we're going to talk about CRM systems. Yes, I know that's the opposite of sexy for most of you. If you have a background in sales though, you might actually get a little bit excited about this topic. We're going to talk about this because of my total love for the idea of process within fundraising, the stress that I put on process in the success of fundraising. And if you've heard me talk a little bit about process, you'll know that the only way to drive a great process in fundraising is if you do that on top of a CRM system. Now, CRM means customer relationship management system. That's generally used for things like sales, business development, even marketing. But we're going to use that for fundraising because while they're not exactly the same, a fundraising process looks a lot like a sales process. There's a funnel, there's a development of a relationship, there are steps that you need to drive each individual process through, each lead through, which are actual venture capitalists. And many people think that they can do that without a CRM system. They in fact use notepads, they use their email systems as ways to track what's happening, who they've talked to, what they said last, what has happened in the past. But what I always tell people is, yes, that can work. Those non-system systems can work. They can work if you're talking to 5 investors. They can work if you're talking to 10 investors. They could even maybe work if you're talking to 20 investors. But in today's difficult environment, in a very competitive process, in a fundraise that you want to put effort into and have the confidence that you've done the absolute best you possibly could to get to the right outcome, you're going to need to be looking at more like 100 leads. And once you're at 100 leads, it's going to be very difficult to manage a process, very difficult to keep track of who you're talking to, what stage of the process they're in, who you need to follow up with. And so that's why you're going to need a CRM system to track all the leads, all the connectors, and all the actions that go into fundraising. If you're a startup trying to sell into enterprises, I'm sure you've been dreading getting some sort of certification like SOC 2 or HIPAA. I know I did when I ran my last startup, and it cost us a lot of important deals. Well, you're in luck because not only is there an awesome solution called Vanta that makes the process dead simple, but also funded listeners get $1,000 off their service just by going to vanta.com/funded. Check it out. So what I would recommend you do is you choose a system. We built a system for our founders within the FWC program and the Adamant founder community off of Airtable because it's a relational database. Relational databases are extremely helpful when it comes to adding data and dragging data around and shifting it from one combination of data to another. But we use Airtable to build our own CRM system. You can use any CRM system you want to. You can even use Excel or Google Sheets, even though it's inferior to a relational database. You can use a CRM system that was built for something else, like HubSpot or Salesforce, if you're used to those systems. What I tell people is the best CRM system to use for fundraising is the one that you will use. So choose one that you feel comfortable with. Choose one that you'll actually add data to and update. You will be very happy you did so. So if after you hear this, you realize that you're about to start fundraising or you think you're going to fundraise in the future, I'd highly recommend you set up an afternoon to set up some system. You can start tracking data, connections, relationships far, far, far in advance of ever kicking off a fundraise. And by doing so, you will be on top of your game and you'll have certainly a leg up on other people that don't use CRM systems. So that's my pitch to you. Please use a CRM system when you go out and fundraise. And let us know what your favorite CRM system is. Would love to know, would love to share tips and tricks for specific CRM systems. But that's it for today's episode of The Back Channel. We'll see you next time.